Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 16th August 2021, which is a Monday. But before we begin, I would like to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. And I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in the astrology today, and there is a lot. So I'm going to move through it as fast as I can. And I do want to mention very quick that yesterday we had Venus entering the sign of Libra. Venus is right here. And we also had the moon entering the sign of Sag. Now this is a shift in energy for Venus, how we approach our love, relationships, finances, projects, self-worth, values, and skills has gone through a different energy now, from a very organized, I want to plan my projects, I want to organize my life, I want to organize my finances, from a very planning, organizing sort of approach. Now we're going to finding balance. We're going to an easier energy when it comes to our projects, relationships, finances, self-worth, values, and skills. And if you want more details on what this energy is, you can watch my weekend horoscope video because I talk about that in depth in that video. And the second thing is that the moon entered the sign of Sag yesterday, Sunday, and this is again a shift in energy from the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio was about digging deep, was about finding the truth, and it might not have felt easy. But the moon in Sagittarius is about having fun, is about optimism, is about adventure, is about being joyous and hopeful. However, we begin Monday morning with the moon conjuncting the south node, right here you can see, and this is about 9 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And what's happening here is that when any planet conjuncts the south node, and in this case the moon, which is our emotions, it drains that planet. So here is a point where we can feel emotionally drained, we can feel emotionally tired, we might not have the optimism or the joy or the hope that we would typically have with the moon in Sagittarius at this point. So let this energy pass. If you're feeling a little tired, if you're feeling a little less hopeful, if you're feeling like, okay, I'm so drained emotionally, I need a break, that's because the moon is conjuncting the south node. And the south node is also the representation of the past. It's what we are leaving behind, right? It's karmic, it's the past karma. So this is a point where we might revisit the past emotionally, because the moon, our emotions, is conjunct in the south node, the past. So we might revisit the past on an emotional level, and the goal is always to release that past. So that's the first thing. Now a lot is happening, right? And soon after this, the moon's going to move on, and this is about 10 a.m. and the moon here in Sagittarius is going to square Mercury. Okay, 90-degree angle. Now this can feel challenging. And what is Mercury? Mercury is our mind, it's our communication, it's our thinking, it's our routine, it's our habits, it's our health, it's our job, it's our immediate environment, it's our day-to-day, it's the mundane in our life, it's all these things. And the moon is our emotions, and they're in conflict right now. So we might not see things emotionally and mentally clearly, right? Our emotions might be elsewhere and our mind is saying something else. You may feel like, okay, I feel like doing this, but no, I should do this. So there's a sort of conflict, and that's not a bad thing, right? What this energy is asking of us is to make an adjustment, to adjust something so that our mind and our emotions can be in sync. And this could also be a moment where emotionally we don't feel like something in our routine, something in our lifestyle, something in our health, something in our job, something in our environment is emotionally okay for us. We might need to change up our routine a little bit to feel emotionally okay. Maybe you're pushing yourself too much, for example, and that's draining your emotional energy. So you might need to adjust that. Could be something as simple as that. So there's a need for an adjustment here. And I do want to mention that Mercury here has been in a square to the nodes, which means Mercury energy is highlighted, which means our mental energy, our thinking, our thoughts, processes, our day-to-day, the mundane is very highly highlighted right now. It's highlighted. And Mercury is also the planet of, it can bring about anxious energy, it can bring about stressful energy. So that energy might be there as well. There's a lot of stimulation at this point because Mercury is mental energy, and it's a lot of mental energy. And when it comes in a square with the nodes, just as it has since yesterday, it becomes highlighted. So a lot of stimulation can be there. It could be like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on that. So a lot is happening. And the fact that the moon here is going to conjunct the south node, we might not have the energy to do those things that we want. We might feel like, I want to do all these things, but I don't feel like it. And with the square to Mercury, the moon Mercury square, that energy might be highlighted. I know I should do this, I feel like doing this, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't feel like it. Why don't I feel like it? So that could be the energy. And soon after this, we have the moon here at 9 degrees making a sextile 60-degree angle to Saturn. Now this is a positive aspect, and this could be a point where we take an emotional decision, we define our emotions, we work hard. So this is a point where that energy of not feeling like working, although knowing that you should, not feeling like doing things, although wanting to do it in your head, will start to probably ease off, because Saturn might instill in us the ability or the desire to work hard or take a decision. And in a sextile, it's not stressful, right? And this is about 1 p.m. Pacific time, which makes it 1 a.m. India time at night. And soon after this, we have the moon going to move on, right? And at about 3 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, and 4 a.m. India time, Tuesday morning, we have the moon in Sag square Mars, 90-degree angle. And again, this is a need to make an adjustment, make a change, and it can also feel like a very stressful energy because the moon is our emotions and Mars is what? Mars is willpower, it's action, it's drive, it's courage, but it's also aggression, it's also anger, it's also frustration. And when they square like this, it can feel like I'm frustrated, or it can feel like I'm getting angry. Things are not working, I am getting angry. So that's the energy. Alternatively, it can also be that we make an adjustment, and that gives us the strength, the courage, the drive, the willpower to take some sort of action. So it could go either way. And it could also be a combination of both. It could be like, I feel frustrated, I feel angry, this is not working, I need to change something. And after you make that change, you feel like, okay, now I feel like doing this. Now I have the willpower to do this. Now I will take this action. So that's at about 4 p.m. Pacific time, 4 a.m. India time, Tuesday morning. And again, if you're getting very angry, very frustrated, this is because of this energy. So just be mindful of that. And then in the evening, we have a positive aspect. An hour later, the moon here at 12 degrees is going to trine Chiron, a positive aspect. And Chiron is our wound. It's how we heal as well. And in a positive aspect, this is probably some emotional healing that we are receiving at this point. And usually the healing that we receive with Chiron is bittersweet, but I don't think it's going to be that bittersweet at this point. And after the whole day's energy of going through so much, in the evening, after we get that drive or that willpower, after we feel angry for a little bit, we might just feel like, okay, I've gone through so much, something has changed in me, I've healed a little bit. And all this is very subtle. And since the moon always conjuncts the south node when it's in Sag, since the nodes have been in Gemini and Sag since May of 2020, every month when the moon is in Sag, we do release the past a little bit more, and the moon always makes a trine to Chiron after that. And what does that say? Every month when the moon comes into the sign of Sagittarius, we do emotionally revisit the past, we do feel emotionally drained, but at the end of that, after we revisit the past and release it, there is healing, right? So that's what's happening today. So it's a very, very eventful Monday. There's a lot of aspects, right? And most of these aspects, most of them, not all of them, will bring about some sort of feeling stressed or frustrated or angry. And I'm just mentioning this so that when we know the energy is like that, we can make the best of it, right? And again, I will say stressful does not mean negative. Stressful means adjustment. Stressful means obstacles will be overcome. Stressful means growth will take place, right? It's not negative. So I just want to mention that. But the positive here is that we can take some emotional decision that can come quite easily with the sextile to Saturn. And it can also bring about healing with the trine to Chiron, moon Chiron trine. So there is positive, there's always a silver lining. And I do want to mention that yesterday we started the first quarter square of the moon. So this week is about adjustments. This week is about making changes. This week is about figuring out what you need to do about the new beginning that happened with the new moon in Leo on August 8th. We had a new beginning with the new moon in Leo. Check for 16 degrees of Leo in your chart. That's where the beginning happened, that house, so that area of your life. And this is the week where we'll make those adjustments, right? And I do want to mention that Mercury here is getting ready to conjunct Mars. We also have Mars getting ready to trine Uranus. And we have a full moon in Aquarius building on August 22nd. Now, this is a very special full moon. I will talk about that, but it's a very, very special full moon. And that's all the horoscope for today. To sum it up, it can be a mixed bag today. One moment you're happy, one moment you're frustrated, one moment you feel like you've healed, one moment you feel like you have no energy, but the next moment you're all charged up. So it can be a mixed bag today. So just be mindful of that. And our mental energy is highlighted, right? Which means there's a lot of stimulation also, which means there can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress as well. So that's the energy of the day. Now, I will give the big picture of 2021. Now, these are themes that we are working on throughout the year, and we will continue to do so. And I'll keep it very short. The first one is that Uranus and Saturn here have been in a square all year and will be in a square all year. And this energy we're feeling after 21 years, and this energy is asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace the new and get rid of the old. It's also asking us to embrace our unique, authentic self. And since they're squaring, this energy might feel a bit stressful. That's the first thing. That 2021 is about change. It's about finding and embracing your authentic self. The second thing I will say is that in 2021, we are building. We are laying the foundation for two new cycles that started in 2020. One was the Saturn-Jupiter cycle that started in December of 2020 and will be with us for 20 years, so a long time. And the other was the Saturn Pluto cycle that started in Jan of 2020 and which changed our reality in a powerful way and which will stay with us till 2053. And when these planets met up in Jan of 2020, we ended a 38-year cycle that started in 1982. So we are building in 2021. To sum it up, 2021 is about change, it's about finding your unique, authentic self, and it's about building two new long-term cycles. And now I will pick a card for Monday, and then we will close out the reading, right? Something's already fallen out. It says serendipity. So today I feel like serendipity is like, it's like you feel like something's fated or something is just synchronistic. And I think today we might have that feeling. And maybe because the moon is going to conjunct the south node, something from the past, maybe emotionally or otherwise, might come back to us. But whatever that is, I think it's going to take us a little bit higher. You see how she's rising up with this leaf? I think it's going to elevate us. It's going to help us release something. It's going to make us feel lighter. Whatever happens today. So that's one card, and I will pick another card. Okay, I'll go with the top. It says by the book, and I cannot tell you how often we get this card. I mean, this card, Serendipity, this is the first time I've got it in my daily readings. I got it for one sun sign, one rising sign in my monthlies. I got this for Libra, I think. But I've never got this in my daily videos. But this card, I've got it so often. Dailies, weeklies, it's always just falling out. And I think this is telling us to not be by the book, right? Because the Saturn-Uranus square of 2021 is telling us to change. It's telling us to embrace our unique self. And it's also telling us that no matter how unique you are, right? You'll always find like-minded people to connect with. And the card we got for the weekend was loneliness, right? And that was the lesson card. So we had to learn that we are never alone. And this card is also in a way saying that be different, be unique, be your unique self, but you'll not be alone. You'll find your friends, you'll find your like-minded people. So that's all I'm going to say for today. And again, today can be a lot of energy, a lot of stress one moment, a lot of feeling positive one moment, but a lot of stress and a lot of stimulation. So just be mindful of that. And I will see you for my daily horoscope tomorrow. Bye.